Page 16, The Great Clock. They talk up above about improvising. We'll go over this. I want to cover the piece first. Let's just cover it the way it's written first, then we'll go back and talk about these other things. 3/4 time, one hand at a time, as they're starting with the right hand. The third finger's here, so that puts us in this position. So the first measure is 1, 2, 3. Then we have a rest, and then you stay here and just bring the thumb down. These are interval of a sixth now. 2, remember dotted half note gives 3 counts. And the next line, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. And then during the rest you come up. Again, it's an interval of a sixth. Here, and then just lift up and come down. Just lift here, third, rest. The thumb came down here, and so forth. Let's go over to page 17. You're ending the first line here. And for the second line, you're just go up an octave to here. Just lift up and move. And it's 1/5 on all these. And they're not staccato, they're connected. Again, I just aim one finger and keep my hand in that position. I'm using the wrist each time. So you don't have to use the wrist just when it's staccato. Use your wrist pretty much most any time. Keep the wrist flexible. But again, I'm only aiming one finger. Which finger is up to you. I'm just thinking about where that finger is going, and the other finger is just going along. Takes a little practice, but eventually you get the hang of keeping your hand in that position without getting tense. And then the last 2 lines I'll talk about later. Left hand, you're starting out here, so this position. If the dotted half note's tied, you're going to hold that for 2 measures, and then in the next line it's a 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 1, 2, 3. Now that's pretty much the left hand until we get over to the last 2 lines on page 17. Well, the next to the last line, you're coming down here. It's a C and an F. Because you've been in this position and you're coming down to this position, you're just C and an F. All of those are just, each one is 3 counts. They're supposed to sound like something about what the clock is doing, or a gong or something down there. Put the hands together. Here, starting out in this position. 1, 2, 3, 1. Remember the thumb comes down. 1, and the left hand's tied. And the second line, 1. Remember lift the right hand up on beat 3 there. 2, 3. 2, 3. It's handy that you can lift the right hand up on beat 3 because you got to move and you can take advantage of that. Move. They say lift higher. It doesn't mean go higher off the keyboard. It simply means you're going up the keyboard. You're going here. I don't like the term lift higher. Just move. And you're coming down. As you're doing that, they say prepare the left hand, which means your hand just spin here, but now move it down here. So the next line, you're ready. Like so. Now, articulation, well, you have accents at first. Whether you connect these notes or not is up to you. Some people will connect the notes, and some people will separate the notes when they're all accented like this. Because with instruments like a piano, when you play a bunch of accented notes, they don't sound accented, they just sound louder. So what's the point? So if you separate them a little bit, it helps to bring out the accent just a hair. And then accent it again. And so put in the accents and the slurs. Dynamic wise, you're starting out loud. The sixth, interval is sixth, they're soft. You don't really need the soft P there. It should be soft anyway because the melody is this thing, this other part. So here, the left hand needs to be soft. In the second line, second measure, and you're coming down to soft because you were loud here. And you're coming down to soft. Now you're loud again. Soft, loud, soft. Now you're loud. Let's go down to soft. Don't slow down. Just get softer. Each note gets a little softer. And then the next line you're loud. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now, then let's talk about this last line down here. It's got repeat signs, which means you're just going to play it over and over and over until everybody is tired of you and they want you to go away. What it is they give you some things at the top of page 16 to think about on this. You're going to improvise this. You're just going to play whatever you want to play, and you don't have to play whole notes. You can play quarter notes in any order, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Whatever. So the improvising up to you. I can't help you with that. When we do the play with me, I'm just going to do the whole notes, and I'll repeat it one time, but again, I'm just going to do the whole notes in the right hand. Because the left hand, there's nothing for the left hand, there's only one staff here. So the left hand isn't playing. So this is to pretend like you're the bells in the tower and they're just going. Because the pedal is down. Speaking of the pedal, on this one you can push the pedal down pretty much with the notes at the same time. And lift the pedal up, well, I'll talk about the pedal at the beginning. No pedal, first measure. And push the pedal down as you play the right hand notes. And then lift the pedal up after you play the note in the next measure. We want silence between the quarter notes. So I want silence here. So I'm going to lift the pedal up, probably lift it up with the note. As the note comes up, lift the pedal up with it. It's probably the easiest way. And the same thing on the next one. At the beginning of the third line, lift the pedal up with the note, the first note. When you play that, when you lift it up, lift the pedal up with it. So the last line, the top of page 17, lift the pedal up with when you lift the note up. I will mention that people will disagree with this, and the books are not really accurate on their pedal indications of when to push them down and lift them up. Well, teachers don't agree, musicians don't agree, because you don't have to lift. Let's go back to the beginning here. When you're at the beginning of the second line here, I told you to lift the pedal up with the hand, so we hear silence. We want to hear that silence. Well, you can actually just not pedal the note at all. You can lift the pedal up right after you play the note. So to start with at the beginning again and pedal that far, it's here. So I can lift up before I even play the note. Or there's different times you have to experiment on the sound you're after and when you lift the pedal up and the effect it has on the sound. It's really up to you. All of these are just suggestions. Anything I'm telling you as far as pedaling goes is just a suggestion. So it's up to you on that. Let's go back over to page 17. At the beginning, I said lift it up with the note. Keep it down. And lift it up when you lift this note's up, right there. They're saying no, you don't do that. You lift it up right after you play that, so it cleans it all out. I don't see why. I want to keep that noise. So they're saying that you lift the pedal up. So if I play the last two measures of the page 17, it would be this way. Right after I play that dotted half note, I'd lift the pedal up. I'm saying I think it's better if you just keep it down throughout the whole thing. Leave it all up. And then when you lift the hand up on the dotted half note, you can lift the pedal up at the same time. Then at the end, push the pedal down after you play the first gong. And leave it down for the whole line. In fact, you're going to leave it down for the rest of the piece now. Just leave it down. So in the last line, when you're doing this, in the right hand, whatever it is, just leave the pedal down. And you repeat it however many times you want. Just make this up. You can play these notes in any order you want. Doesn't matter. I recommend you end on a C or a G, either one. And then when you're done, you can lift the pedal and the hand at the same time. Or when somebody gets tired of hearing you and they tell you to shut up, then you lift it up. Okay. I would like to play this with you very slowly. It's a slow piece anyway. And when we get to the bottom of page 17, I am going to repeat it one time, but I'm only going to play the notes written. I'm not going to improvise anything. You can improvise if you want. I'm not going to do the dynamics, just the notes and the pedaling and all that. So, I'll give us 3 counts. Let's try it together. 1, ready, go. 2, 3, repeat. You can actually play any notes you want in here. We'll stick with these notes, but you can play them in any order you want, at any speed you want. There's no measures, there's no really counting or anything. It's entirely up to you what you want to do, and when you're tired, the note and the pedal come up at the same time.